right, 6 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Angie Cochran is in the studio. This is our second time getting to know Angie a little bit, and our first time getting to meet Stevie Sauer. She's in the room with us as well. Stevie Sauer is the administrative assistant over at the Estates of Hawthorne Village here in Ocala, and Angie is the manager of the Estates at Hawthorne Village. If you have a question about anything that comes up during the course of this interview, feel free to call in and ask the question. The phone number is, as always, the Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-9622. That's area code 352 if you're out of the area. I see a few people watching on the streaming video. So if you're out of the area, you need that area code 352. And just so you know where we're talking about, the Estates at Hawthorne Village of Ocala is at 3211 Southwest 42nd Street, soon to be called Osceola Boulevard, I hear, here in Ocala. And the number over there is 237-7776. Good morning, Angie, and good morning, Stevie.
Good morning.
Thank you both for coming in here. Did I get any of that right, or any of it wrong, I should say? Was it all right? All my information is correct?
Your info is correct,
The phone numbers, the addresses, and all that? Boy, you're looking festive. Is it because it's November?
Well, I got on my bling today.
It looks like showbiz clothing.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing it. I'm on the radio with you.
You're doing radio. Yeah, and when we talk about the estates, that's the new part of Hawthorne Village, right? That's the large 3-story buildings?
Three-story building, brand new. We just opened September 1st.
And even though it's part of the Hawthorne complex, it's run independently. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know? I was reading a report this morning that Florida is actually doing better than the rest of the country as far as our economy making a comeback, and they accredit a lot of that to your profession, to your. It's not really an industry, but to what you do, as far as providing health care for seniors.
Yes, there's a great need for it, especially in Ocala, so I think we're going to do really well.
Now, does somebody move into independent living by persuasion of somebody else? How does that... we were talking about this after you were on last time. Who makes that decision typically? Is it the person? They say, you know what, I need a little bit of help.
Sometimes it's the person, and a lot of times it's the family, the children saying, you know, Mom and Dad, come look at this place. This would be, you know, so much better for you. The meals are provided to you.
Right.
Life would be so much easier. And so a lot of time it's prompting from the family.
And as the older you get, the more upkeep you have to do on your home. And this helps them because they can't get out in the heat and mow the grass or take care of things
That's really
they
true.
fall apart.
Yeah.
So this is a way for them to actually retire and not have to worry about maintaining a home.
And sometimes the family, the children and grandchildren are not living in the same state, so all of the burden falls on that particular couple. So this would be an ideal place for them to live.
Correct.
So it is, I mean, ultimately, it's about making life a little bit more manageable, right?
Yes.
With help. You guys help. Although it's not considered assisted living, it's independent, and they pretty much do and go whenever they want, right?
Correct.
We're just there for them. They like the peace of mind knowing that we're there. If they come to us for everything, oh, my computer's broken, or where do I go for this? But they like having somebody that they can come and talk to. And again, their meals are provided. There's light housekeeping. They just can enjoy life a little better.
And does the culture of what they're experiencing include activities, or is that reserved for the? Okay, it does.
Right now, what we're doing is we play Yahtzee with the couple, the older ladies, and they absolutely love it.
Are you good? Are you good at it?
I haven't.
You're not good at it.
Florence always wins.
Miss Florence always wins.
Did you have to teach yourself Yahtzee? Because I don't know how to play Yahtzee. Did you have to teach yourself before you could play it?
I think so. It's a lot like cards.
So, but I mean, you
Cards
didn't
on
play
the
when you were
dice.
younger, right?
Yes.
Oh, you did play when you were younger.
Yes, I did.
Did you, Angie?
Yes, I did.
See, I'm left out of this. Robert, did you play Yahtzee?
Yes, I did.
Well, come on over and we'll get a Yahtzee game going.
Yeah, we'll show you how to play.
Is there a
Lord.
definition for the word? What does that word mean? We don't know. Okay.
We have shuffleboard out back as well. Now, I do need to learn how to play that game. I hear it's pretty complicated.
Well, we had an author in here who wrote the book on shuffleboard. I guess he's been studying it a long time. It was an interesting conversation. I didn't know there could be a book about shuffleboard.
I didn't either.
And that's what's most fascinating, because his life didn't stop. He became the senior shuffleboard games champion for that particular sport. And I imagine the people that stay at Hawthorne Estates, they each have their own passions and their own talents that they're sharing with others, and that you allow them to have more time to do.
Yes, and what we have several of our tenants, they get up early in the morning, before I get there to work, to go golfing. And it gives them a little more time to go out there and
that's
golf
cool.
Instead of having to take care of a home.
That's really cool. Does the culture of the community and the culture of the estates at Hawthorne Village, are they the one and the same? In other words, we're having like Light Up Ocala in a few weeks or whatever. Do they come down and see that kind of stuff, or is their world kind of separate from the community at large?
No, I don't believe so, because a lot of them, like one of our tenants, he held a golf tournament. So he is very much into the community. And then when we have our community stuff at work, like our open houses, we've got the Chamber of Commerce after hours that are coming up.
Oh, great.
They come down and they put a name tag. I'm a proud resident, and they join the festivities.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
They enjoy themselves.
And how many are living there right now?
We have 8.
8, and that number is going to rise soon.
December.
In December you got some more people moving?
We have one joining us in December, and we're excited.
Okay, and and not to get too much information about somebody's personal life, but are they moving from out of town? Are they living in Ocala right now? Or
No, she lives in Ocala right now,
Okay.
and she sold her house, so she's just kind of taking her time moving. We do have a lady that moved in October, that her family's from Singapore. They came
Wow.
over 3 or 4 times touring, and it took them a while to make the decision and push Mom to move there, but she loves it, and they have peace of mind. They email me every day. They like knowing that she's there, and we're looking out after her.
And safety is the number one factor to be there, because you use that phrase, peace of mind. And as Larry pointed out to me last week, that when a person goes, if they're living in an apartment complex or their own home, there's more of a chance of them getting hurt or mugged or something, whereas at Hawthorne Estates, you go in the main door and everything's totally secure.
Right. Yeah. And then we have a Knox box we just installed on the front door, which allows emergency medical people they have a key to that box, and they can get into the building as well as any room. If they called 911 and maybe they couldn't get to the door, the emergency medical people can get to them. So that gives families peace of mind as well. They're like, what would happen to my mom if something happened in the middle of the night? So.
Okay, and are the normal daily chores handled by somebody else, or do we do our own laundry and our own vacuuming and things like that?
Daily, they do it themselves. They can pay extra for their laundry to be done by us. We do change the linens on their bed once a week and do their sheets as part of the cleaning, but we clean once a week, light housekeeping, and they can upgrade that for an extra charge, of course.
Okay.
Can they have pets, dogs and cats?
Under 20 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That dachshund can't be in there.
No.
Did you see that story about that dachshund?
Story.
7-pound one?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's just amazing. Yeah, it's just so you put on a few. It's kind of like that ice show, Robin, with the girls how to keep a certain weight.
Oh, yeah, Holiday on Ice.
You're out of here.
Sorry, your dog has to go on a diet.
Lose a few pounds and you're out of here.
You want your cat to move in, you got to have her on a diet.
That's right.
I think the reason I was asking about the culture is because we are such a melting pot in Ocala. I mean, you know people from everywhere. You mentioned Singapore, and that's a perfect example. So, in other words, you're kind of like a microcosm of the bigger picture. It's going to be a melting pot within a melting pot, I would imagine. So, does that mean you have grits for breakfast?
Yeah.
We don't serve breakfast.
Oh, you don't serve breakfast?
Lunch and dinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they have their own kitchen in their rooms or in their apartments, and they do their own breakfast or they go out to eat. It's up to them.
So go to Aunt Fanny's if you want grits or something, right?
There you go.
So are you totally electronic now with all of your record keeping and your paperwork and everything like that, or do you still have the paper files?
I like to keep a backup paper file because you never know. But we put all the billing and stuff in the computer, yes.
When you step back and look at the facility that you're at, and you say, well, what can we do to make it better? What can we do to make it bigger or whatever? how do you look at each department, like the culinary part, the activities part? I don't even know what all parts are there. I guess the housekeeping part. I mean, is it a big picture for you, or do you kind of isolate each element and say, what can we do differently here?
It's got to be a big picture for me. I don't know about you, because the flow's got to be, they got to be happy in all aspects. If they're not happy with the food, they don't want to live there. So, we're serving them 2 meals a day.
That's got to be real important.
That's real important if they're not happy with the food. So we have to make sure that we make the food better for them. And if they're not happy with the activities, we got to change our activities. It's just like being happy at our job.
So
if we're not happy, we got to find out what makes us happy.
Yeah, really. So feedback must be very important, right?
Well, especially in Ocala, if they don't like it, they're going to tell their friends, and if they like it, they're going to tell their friends. So it is very important. And right now, the food is wonderful. They love it, and they're telling their friends, and we're starting to get calls. So that's a good thing.
So a jellyfish is not on the menu. We saw a restaurant menu yesterday with the word jellyfish on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we offer everybody to come in and have a tour and a complimentary lunch to check out our food. But no, there's no jellyfish
Oh, good.
on the menu.
We do have Seafood Friday, though.
Oh, wow.
Our tenants love the Seafood Friday.
Seafood Friday. If somebody wanted to learn more, and we'll mention this again at the end of the interview, does the website give the information as far as the pricing and all that?
No, the pricing is not on the website.
Okay.
No. We like for them to come in and take a tour. We would give them a packet with all the floor plans and all the pricing in there.
Okay.
But we don't have that listed on our website.
And is furniture included?
No.
No, okay.
No.
I didn't think so.
We'd like them to come in and see, because it is a beautiful place, and it'll take their breath away when they walk in.
And did Joe get a tour yesterday? Joe was one of the guys who did the first shovel, right? One of the golden shovel guys.
Golden shovels,
we got
for
pictures of him
groundbreaking.
doing that. And actually, we want to thank the community for coming out to our fall festival. And Joe was there in our courtyard doing karaoke. We had piñatas for the kids, and Joe was bringing them in, singing it up. So the residents loved it. They were out there passing out candy and popcorn.
Were you
It
in
was great
costume?
fun. No, I wasn't in costume.
Stevie, no. Were you no?
No, I was not.
I didn't wear my gypsy costume.
I was up and down in chairs, hanging stuff all day. I couldn't be in a costume.
So now that we're into November, now it really kicks into high gear as far as the season, doesn't it? So how is that reflected at Hawthorne?
Well, we have a lot of things going on in November. We have our car show coming up. That is on the 13th. So we'd like to invite the community out to see the cars, and we have Coke floats, and that'll be a lot of fun.
Coke
And
floats.
then we have the Chamber
Like that.
After Hours coming up as well on the 15th. So we got a busy November going.
Can a resident paint the inside of their area if they want to?
Yes, they can. And we normally charge a $2,500 non-refundable move-in fee, which is currently waived through January, actually, of course, because we're our grand opening, trying to get new residents. But that $2,500 move-in fee is normally to repaint and carpet and do whatever it takes to make it brand new for the next resident.
Oh,
but
I
now's
see.
a good time for anybody that's interested, because all it takes to move in is their first month's rent and a $100 application fee.
Oh wow! Oh wow! So it's not exactly the same as moving into a new apartment, right?
It is.
It is exactly the same.
Yes.
Okay. And so is there a lease involved?
Well, they sign an agreement agreeing to take care of the place and that kind of
okay.
stuff, but it's not a year lease. It's requesting a 60-day notice if they want to move out.
And does that include moving to another part of Hawthorne Village, like to one of the areas that has more assistance?
No, if somebody did move in and needed, they declined and started needing assisted living, I would have to speak to them and the family, and I would work with them to transition them, and hopefully it would be to our assisted living, but they would move over there, and the
Right.
fees would be worked out separately. It's not included.
Right. How do you see the estates at Hawthorne Village looking a year from now? The Osceola Boulevard will be open. That's going to have a lot of traffic on it. What do you see? What will we be talking about next holiday season?
How full we are.
How
Yes.
full you are.
We're going to be at capacity is what we hope for, of
Okay.
course. And definitely, Osceola Boulevard opening is going to be really good for us. Really good.
Can children do this as a gift for their parents, or do you have to interview the parents first before you can sign an agreement?
No, the children can definitely financially pay for their apartment rental, but we definitely have to have the application to make sure they are independent. We can't take somebody that they may think they're independent or say I'm independent, but if they really have a lot of needs and need assisted living, we wouldn't be able to take them.
Does long-term health insurance pay for it?
No, that's for skilled nursing.
That's for skilled nursing. Okay.
If they have VA benefits, VA may reimburse them for some of their rent, though.
Oh, okay. I knew a guy, and he lived with his wife in an assisted living facility. He did not need it at all, but she did, and he didn't want to be separated. When she passed away, he stayed there. He didn't really need the assistance. Maybe by now he does. It's been maybe 10 years. But he just stayed there. He just enjoyed the lifestyle that the facility provided. And I'm guessing that's similar to what independent living must be like. In his particular experience. He was in assisted living, but he didn't really need it, which is kind of like what you're describing.
We had a lady in our assisted living that her husband needed it, and she didn't, but she wanted to be with him. And after he passed, she lived there for 2 or 3 years. Again, she didn't need it, but she loved it. She loved the people.
Okay, well, that's a good. So the question would be, if I knew her, I might say, why don't you move next door to the new place, because that's more in line with what you really need.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. Since she is independent, she could move next door to the independent. But if she had declined and needed more assistance,
right.
then she would have to transition over to skilled nursing if she needed 24-hour nursing.
How are things planned differently when it's independent versus assisted living? Are you, for example, do you plan things where people who can walk better? I don't know if I'm asking an awkward question or improper question, but I'm picturing it based on little that I know.
Yeah.
It seems like in assisted living they might be more likely to use walkers and even wheelchairs. Independent living seems like they would use less of that. Am I right, or am I totally
you
off
still
base?
may use walkers and wheelchairs in an independent living, but they can remember to take their own medications. They can get themselves to the bathroom.
Well, that's an
they
important
can shower
part.
themselves. But maybe somebody forgets to take their medications and they need somebody to manage their medications, then they would be assisted living, because we can't manage their medications for them, and we can't go up and check on Sally who needs help going to the bathroom. That would be assisted living.
And they handle their own finances, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or their family could handle their own finances.
If a person doesn't drive and they don't have their own vehicle and they're living in the independent side, does the Suntran make a bus stop there, or can they call that senior services van to pick them up and take them and bring them home?
We have a Hawthorne van.
Oh,
and
okay.
our goal is once a week or twice a week, once we get a little fuller, to make a trip to Walmart, to Publix.
Oh, wow.
And then maybe
That's a
even
great
to the
idea.
doctor's offices, once we get a little fuller. But right now, most of our tenants drive on their own. And the ones that do not, they have friends and family that come in and take them places once or twice a week. So we have not had to use it since I've been there, but we do have access, and we're supposed to be getting our own van for us. So we're just waiting for it to come in, and we're excited about that.
So you're still in the infancy stage, but you're prepared for as it grows. You're ready to take care of whatever needs may be there.
Correct.
Yeah, it's like our activities calendar will grow as our residents grow, and we will incorporate more things. But about the bus, the Suntran bus, when Osceola Boulevard opens up, the Suntran bus is supposed to come by there, so that will be a good thing as well.
That will be most excellent, because transportation is totally the key these days, because when people want to be independent, they feel funny about, depending on their family. They would much rather depend on like Hawthorne Estates or the Suntran to take them places.
Right. They feel like it's one more thing they're losing if they can't get where they need to go.
When is that road going to be open, do you know?
I'm hoping, I heard right after January.
Oh, okay.
I think it's done on both ends. They're just working on the overpass bridge portion of it.
Right. I call it an overpass to the bridge. But in the newspaper, they call it a flyover. I
know. I don't get it.
I don't either. I think I mentioned this once before, didn't I? It's almost like they kept a gap, and you got to go really fast so you can fly over it. They didn't quite finish it. It's a flyover.
It's a flyover.
It's a flyover.
One of the hardest things to do in life is to be a people person, and evidently you two ladies are people persons. How do you manage to keep your people? That's right. How do you manage to keep your personal life separate from the Hawthorne Estates life, or do they intertwine?
No, I don't think they intertwine. The hardest thing for me is trying to not get too involved with my residents. I mean, I love them very much, but some of them are needy, and my heart, I want to be more like a daughter to them, and I have to kind of draw the line a little bit. I think that's more difficult than dividing family life for me.
And Stevie, how about you?
I'm like Angie. I'm very bad about them coming down talking to me. Oh, I'm having a problem with my computer, or I need this, or I need that. I don't hesitate to jump, and because I feel like they're my grandparents or parents, I want to help. And once we get a little fuller, I'm going to have a hard time saying no. That's going to be my issue.
That'll probably never change for either one of you. I don't think you would have been attracted to the profession you're in if that wasn't part of your being. I think that's just the way you're going to be. You're just stuck with that.
Yeah,
right?
We love what we do. We really do, and we love our residents.
Well, and you want to know something? When I get to be there, I want somebody like the two of you who are going to help me if my computer breaks or whatever kind of technology will be around. My time machine isn't working. Would you help me out? I want to go back to the 60s, and I won't. I keep stopping at the 70s.
That's right.
I want to go back to when you were younger, right?
Right.
Who knows what's in the future, right?
Right.
Let's see. Angie, just let me reintroduce you, ladies, again. Angie Cochran and Stevie Sauer are here. They're here from the estates at Hawthorne Village of Ocala. And if you've never checked it out, go down there. If you know what we're talking about, when we say Osceola Boulevard, it's like a new name, for people. So it's now called 42nd Street, but it's right down the road from, let's see, like Trinity High School?
Trinity Catholic.
Trinity Catholic is what you call it. Yes. And then if you're going south on, what is that, Shady Road?
If you go south on 27.
27th.
Yeah.
27th Avenue.
Yeah.
Right where Trinity Catholic is, you're going to take a right.
Yeah.
And we're right there on your right-hand side, about
can't
a block
miss it.
down the road.
It's beautiful. It's probably, let's be the last thing you come to before that flyover, right?
Right, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
It looks like a big, huge hotel. I actually had a couple come in and ask if they could rent a room. They had a bunch of kids with them, and they thought we were a
really?
big hotel.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On the mail side, does each door have their own personal mailbox, or do you have a group of mailboxes out front with a key, or how does that work for
Down
that?
in the lobby, just before they hit the elevator, all their mailboxes are right there. They just get their mail, and the mailman comes in, and unlocks their mailbox and puts their stuff in it, and then they have big boxes if they get packages that they can have access to.
When Robinson mail side, I was thinking it was gender thing. I thought you were going to say there's a male side and a female side.
If your mail, you have to be on the left side of the building.
Do you have? I mean, this is maybe an awkward question. Do you have romances?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Do you expect? I mean, does this happen normally?
Could, and then the drama starts.
Oh wow!
That's the fun part.
Well, Hawthorne Village has an independent living building just like this one that's been open for 12 years in Brandon, and they are full. And I guess they have had quite a few romances.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, the good thing about romance is at that point in our life, no children to worry about.
Right.
You just have the fun part.
Yeah. That's the fun part.
Oh my goodness! So the drama that could be an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
we
see.
have to handle it. We have to handle it.
Yeah, falling in love is one thing when they fall in love, but when they fall out, when they break up, oh boy!
Oh yeah, watch out.
See you slamming doors and all this stuff. We don't change as we get older, do we?
Do you have an area, like a social area there, that has a bar and a big TV and things like that, where all the people can come together and just socialize?
We don't have a TV out in the bar area. We do have a game room, which has a bar.
Oh, nice.
And they're welcome to come and bring their family and have beer, sit around, play poker, whatever they want to do. Then next to that, we have a library. Next to that, we have a coffee bistro that's right in the front door, and they can have a cappuccino, their latte.
Oh, wow.
And eventually, I think we have a media room upstairs that we're going to have movies movie night one night with popcorn machine.
Oh, wow.
We just have to figure out how we're going to work it up there when we get a couple more people in.
Well, that media room is also a big conference room with a projector in it. We have business meetings up there.
Oh, really?
And anybody in the community, such as Rotary groups, anything like that would like to book that room, we just call me and book it. It's for free, no charge. We want to get our building exposed to the public.
Wow.
How nice
You're going to get
is
some
that?
phone calls now.
All right.
All right, so tell us what that number is. And is that the same number for everybody who's interested in learning more?
It is.
And what is that?
237-7776, extension 255.
Extension 255. Is that you?
That's me,
All right.
Angie Cochran.
All right. Angie, thank you. Stevie, thank you. Nice to meet nice to meet you, and nice to see you again, Angie. And so we're looking forward to what's happening Thanksgiving and during the Christmas and New Year's season and whatever else. I'm sure if you have Jewish people there, you'll have Hanukkah going on. And
We always have something going on at Hawthorne.
Yeah. Boy, I don't know how it's like a juggling act. You got to make sure it all works for everybody who lives there, right?
Right.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you,
Thank
Larry.
you.
We will
Thank you,
push
Robin.
forward, take a little break, and we'll be right back.
In specialty crop news from the Southeast Agnet, well, it seems that U.S. consumers are a little less confident in the safety of the food supply compared to recent years. This according to an annual polling conducted by the Center for Food Integrity. As part of the annual study tracking attitudes towards the food supply over time, the organization asked respondents a series of questions, including those about U.S. food safety. Responses to statements were given on a scale from 0 to 10, ranging from strongly disagree to strongly agree. To the statement, I am confident in the safety of the food I eat, the average was 5.99, down from 6.32 last year. That response, however, is still higher than the 5.64 reported back in 2007, which was the first year of the annual survey. When asked if government agencies were doing a good job ensuring Americans ate safe food, average responses fell from last year's 5.63 to 5.40. Although still higher than the 4.68 reported back in 2008. 92% of respondents still either moderately or strongly agree that food produced in the U.S. is more trustworthy than imports, but the strength of which respondents feel that has waned a bit. The organization surveyed over 2,000 consumers with the pool split evenly between men and women, as well as primary and non-primary grocery shoppers of households.
Living in Florida, we have so much to celebrate. Awesome weather, top-notch universities and sports teams, a rich blend of cultures, and so much more. From fresh market tomatoes to watermelons, from snap beans to tangerines, Florida farmers grow an abundance of safe and affordable products that are prized around the world. So look for the Fresh from Florida label when you shop. Wholesome, delicious, nutritious. Fresh from Florida. Fresh to you.
Be sure to stay tuned to this station and log on to southeastagnet.com for continued coverage of your specialty crop news, as well as all things Florida agriculture. Julie McPeak with Southeast Agnet.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
Habitat for Humanity of Marion County is a ministry dedicated to improving lives by providing affordable and decent housing. Help them help others by visiting the Habitat for Humanity Ocala home store on Northwest 27th Avenue. To schedule a donation, give them a call and they'll come and pick it up. For more information, visit habitatocala.org. Habitat for Humanity of Marion County, building homes, building hope, building community.
Here are today's headlines from The Source, WOCA. A surge of insurance claims from Superstorm Sandy in the Northeast could boost rates in Florida, according to some insurance professionals. Initial estimates put insurance exposure in the Northeast at more than $10 billion. Some of those payouts are expected from reinsurance companies, the same ones that provide insurance to insurance companies in Florida to help them cover their risk. If reinsurance rates spike, that in turn could push up property insurance rates in Florida. Reinsurance makes up as much as 40% of premiums for small insurers in Florida that have limited capital to cover potential losses from a disaster, according to the Insurance Information Institute, which is an industry group. Florida professionals differ over how much claims from Sandy might affect the reinsurance market. Some agents who sell insurance expect fallout. The trickle-down effect on reinsurance could tick up property insurance rates in the state of Florida. which many analysts had expected to flatten out next year. Rates could rise up to 10% on some hard-to-place insurance policies. University of Central Florida economist Sean Snaith is predicting Florida's economic growth will accelerate into 2013 and 2014, saying the national economy is in neutral and Florida is about to hit the gas pedal and hit it hard. Floridians' patience and pocketbooks have worn thin, awaiting the dawn of that day, but as sure as the hatches of love bugs in our state, that